Tulsi has something which is not common in any other plant. So like one thing and it is working on so many things. The need of Tulsi has come into the origin more. Then Tulsi has lots of benefits. At least you should take Tulsi every day.
मलेरिया, डेंगू और स्वाइन फ्लू जैसे जानलेवा बीमारियों का मुकाबला करें। श्वसन तंत्र व पाचन तंत्र को मजबूती दे और रोग प्रतिरोध क्षमता बढ़ाए। तनाव कम करे, सेहत और खूबसूरती में चार चांद लगाए। 5 विशेष प्रकार के तुलसियों के अर्क से बना है सर्व रोग नाशक माई तुलसी। मेरी प्यारी दादी, दादी का लाड, माँ का प्यार और माई तुलसी की बूंदे चार।
Tulsi is one of the ancient signs. Since I think the earth has originated, from that time only Tulsi is the plant which has come to on this earth and has miraculous use. In Ayurveda, we call Tulsi as, it is, if you talk about Hindi mythology, it is the plant which is worshipped like in every home, I think. है ना? We worship it at every home. It has that, we call it as, it gives some good kind of vibrations to our home, which removes the negative element from the home. That means it has something which has not been explained by scientists also, which has not been proved. Like they talk about these things these days. If you go for research on Tulsi, they talk about this thing ki Tulsi has something which is not common in any other plant. It has some miraculous effect in so many. Today I have taken a different form of presentation for Tulsi, because like you use it for your cough, you use it for the fever, you use it for the immunity, you use it for stress, you use it for your brain, use it for your digestion, you use it for your liver. So like one thing and it is working on so many things. If mangold we are taking, but it has some 6 things which are working on different things. But Tulsi itself is working on so many things. One Tulsi and it is working in so many fields actually. So what we used to do, we used to keep Tulsi at home from our childhood, which I have seen, and our mother or grandmother used to give us 2 leaves every day. Have it and you'll never get any disease. So let us talk about the introduction of Tulsi, which is very important. So if we talk about Tulsi, one of the meaning of Tulsi is which has no comparison with anything, which is matchless one. No comparison with this is one, and there are hundreds or 1,000 plants in front of it. Only one plant is working the work of 100 plants maybe. So no other plant is being matched with the Tulsi, the quality of which is being explained. Next is, as we see these days, why again the Tulsi has come into with new research, new topics, it has come with a new form. People are now after Tulsi like anything. Why? Main thing is our environment. First of all, we talk about the environment now and before. What is the difference? Polluted. And your food habits and your physical activity, everything is like going into a bad direction. We are following somebody from for a bad reason. I don't know. We should take the good qualities of others. What we are getting is we are leaving our science behind. We are adopting something which is not good for our health. Before we used to work a lot and then we eat accordingly. We used to have lots of ghee, है ना? In ancient time, we used to have lots of ghee, but ghee had no side effect in their life. And nowadays, same ghee with same good qualities is affecting our body. Why? We are taking ghee, but we are not working that much that ghee should be absorbed in our body. We are just making fat out of it. Our body doesn't need ghee now. Our body needs physical activity. Our body needs good environment. Our body needs stress-free life. So all these things are affecting us so much that the need of Tulsi has come into the origin more. I'm just talking about Tulsi right now. There are lot of things which are like we are talking about. If we particularly talk in Ayurveda about this, then we have lot of things like our life, how we live our lifestyle. Then we have panchkarma therapies, then we have treatments, medicines, we have yoga, okay, and we have meditation. But when we are talking about My Recharge Ayurveda particularly, then Tulsi has lots of benefit. One of the major benefit of Tulsi, especially in the liquid form which you use, has is, we call that as, it is the liquid yoga. You don't have to do yoga every day if you taking liquid Tulsi with you. So like what do you attain through the yoga? Same thing you are attaining by taking regular dosage of Tulsi. It is calming your mind. Have you any one of you have done the yoga? The last part of yoga is you go into meditation, है ना? After this pranayam, you go into meditation, and after that you feel so light. Your body feels so good. You have no thoughts. You have clarity of thoughts in you. This is what we attain through Tulsi. It has that good comparison in Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, they have talked Tulsi in that sense. Ki if you are unable to do yoga because of your lifestyle or busy schedule, at least you should take Tulsi every day. So basically this thing has come into limelight because our lifestyle has changed so much that it is affecting our real life a lot. We don't have time for our kids, we don't have time for our wife, we don't have time for our parents. So these things are affecting our body. And Tulsi is one of the products which can be used in almost everything related to today's life. What life we are living these days, stress, no proper nutrition, no time for yoga or exercise, physical exercise. Then immunity, you need to prevent diseases also. We have so much in our mind. So Tulsi is working on everything. Like how it is working on everything, we will see. Then if we go for like research, for Tulsi particularly, there are lots of research these days done on Tulsi, and before also, it's going on, it's a process, that Tulsi has lots of medicinal properties. Like what it does, it helps us in maintaining our physical body. Okay, these are the main issues which we are fighting these days. Number two, it helps in maintaining our, like the effect in our body from chemicals. It works in our metabolic process. So Tulsi has that unexplainable, means if I go for only Tulsi, it will take one day for me to explain. Because there are plenty of things we can explain about Tulsi, you know. So in that way, I come to know about those effects of Tulsi which are not being explained by scientists also. It has that miraculous effect in our body. So if we talk about the, whenever we see the therapeutic use of Tulsi, it is very old. There is no doubt about this. Along with that, it is the queen of herbs, I told. इसको बोला जाता है कि ये महारानी है. सारे जितने आयुर्वेदिक प्लांट्स हैं उसमें इसको महारानी बोला जाता है. Mainly इसका यूज होता है in respiratory and immunity disorders. जो मतलब इसका जैसे हम हर एक प्लांट का, हर एक प्रोडक्ट का एक पर्टिकुलर यूज़ बताते हैं. सो बेसिकली कैसे रेस्पिरेशन एंड इम्यूनिटी में ये काम करता है. इट बूस्ट इम्यूनिटी. तो डेफिनेटली रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर विच आर मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर्स आर कनेक्टेड विद द इम्यूनिटी. येस और नो? व्हाई? You can ask, or you should know that respiration is the process which has direct connection with the environment. Oxygen we are inhaling or exhaling. Yes or no? The one thing in our body which has direct connection with the environment is our respiratory system. That is why it is more prone to infections compared to any other organ. Infections like repeated cough, cold, fever, chest infections. Whenever the season changes, there is change in our body because of this. So respiration जो है, it has got some immunity effect because of its connection with the direct environment. Okay? So you should know this thing whenever you talk about Tulsi. Next, it has not only given importance in Ayurveda, plus other forms of pathies also, like Unani, Roman, they also use Tulsi so much, especially in China also. Chinese is, and again Chinese जो traditional therapy है, it is one of the, again like Ayurveda, it has its own complete system. China. In China, they are also using Tulsi in a good quantity. So Tulsi has got recognition from so many things. If we talk about the medicinal properties and content of the Tulsi, what has in it which is working on so many things? What is in it? In Tulsi, what we find which is working in so many things. What we have, it has got so many anti-stress elements. That is why it is used in depression or stress level. It improves our stress level. Then it has good essential oils which are very good for our body, which are not made in our body. Then it has lots of, like, you know, the amino acids, flavonoids, all these are a type of antioxidants only, or a kind of protein only, which are required our body in a good way. Then it has natural steroid, which is the which is used in anti-inflammation. In inflammation, we use it for anti-inflammation. So it has some natural steroid. Okay, so natural steroid has a good effect in our body, whereas artificial steroid has very bad. It is a life-saving drug, but Tulsi itself is a life-saving drug, one of the life-saving drugs we have. Then it has some content which helps in repairing our body, tissue repair. It protects your brain from harmful chemicals and harmful effect. Next is, it has some flavoring agent. The smell you see in Tulsi, that smell is because of linalool, a very good flavoring agent. It has, because it has some expectorant. Expectorant is because it is connected to your respiratory system. That cough comes out of the respiration, your lungs, is that the thing which takes it out of the lungs is called as expectorant. That is removing bad cough from your body. So it helps in removing that. It has that quality of removing bad cough from your body. If we compare these all things with the Ayurveda explanation, so in Ayurveda, it has one of the plant which is for the kapha balance, which balances the kapha. Doesn't mean ki kapha has gone bad, so remove it out of the body. No, it is not like that. We have to balance it. It has got into some imbalances. So with the help of Tulsi, we are just balancing it. Okay. Then number 2, it is antiviral and antimicrobial. See, the scientists are telling these things now, but our scientists have told this like 5,000 years back. Same qualities. Okay. Then it helps in improving your digestion. It helps in, it is very good for cardiac disorder, and especially Tulsi has very good effect on the person who smokes and drinks a lot. So this thing, first thing I should tell ki we should not drink and smoke. That is a very bad thing. But if you are not able to like leave it, at least you start taking Tulsi along with that, so that you can, you know, balance the bad effect of smoking and drinking in your life. So this is one of the modern days technology product which helps in balancing your pollution, like this, particularly smoking and alcohol. Then it has some antitoxic effect in it. It is very good for eye disorders. And last important point, if you see, it is called as Bhuthara, which removes the psychosomatic disorders, which helps in removing psychosomatic disorders. Are those disorders in which we cannot explain the cause of that disorder. Sometimes you find like a person who is suffering from some kind of tremors, you know, है ना? And you say there is no, his results are fine, he has nothing, no other symptoms, and some diseases which you cannot explain how it happens and how they are, you know, coming out of the person's life. Those are all called as psychosomatic disorders. In psychosomatic disorders, definitely you go for Tulsi because it has that effect. I told you because it has some connection with the spirituality. So that quality definitely affects in your body. So this is not some ordinary point, this is very important point. You can try this on some patients if they are suffering from psychosomatic disorders. Next, if I conclude Tulsi in your daily life, suppose we are talking about ourselves. So how you are gonna take Tulsi in your life? This is again a part of conclusion only, indication of my Tulsi, but indication in a better way. How it is gonna work in your personal life every day. First thing what we are going to talk is a potent adaptogen. Tulsi is one of the potent adaptogen. Adaptogen, I asked you, what is adaptogen now? The word itself is mentioning its meaning. Adaptogen. which adapt itself to any situation. So Tulsi is one of the product, one of the herb which adapts itself to any situation, any disease, any disorder, any age, any person, any nature, any dosh balance. It helps in balancing 3 doshas, particularly Kapha and Vata. So तुलसी इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट पोटेंट एडेप्टोजन. सो अगर हम इसकी बात करें तो वन ऑफ द टॉनिक फॉर बॉडी, माइंड एंड स्पिरिट, तीनों, all 3 together. It is one of the good tonic. It is acting. These all are the points of researches which I am mentioning right now. All this has been proved by research, and they only have given this in a paper form, that Tulsi tonic, Tulsi is a tonic for body, mind and spirit, because it provides you proper solution for your daily life these days. So it gives all the solution. We are affecting through our physical life, mental life and spiritual life. So all these 3 can be balanced with the help of Tulsi. Next is daily consumption of Tulsi helps in promoting general health and preventing lots of diseases. So Tulsi we can adapt in that form also. Then Tulsi is very good for the skin luster and particularly for your voice. It is very good to improve the quality of your voice. And as you have to speak when you talk to your teammates or to your people in and around, you need a good voice, you need a good throat. For that you use Tulsi nicely. Next, it is also helping in fostering beauty, intelligence and stamina, which is very much important these days. Next, agar hum will talk about the conclusion of Tulsi, you can take Tulsi as both protection and detoxification. Tulsi, what it does, it protects your body from all the damages, different kind of, like from the sun you get the damage, from some toxins you get the damage, from the chemicals you get the damage. There are lots of things which is damaging our mind and physical body. So Tulsi helps in recovering from that damage also, and helps us in protecting from different and dangerous diseases. Like cancer is very common, है ना? In this area I also heard AIDS and cancer is very common, huh? And asthma, I think. So for these, that is why I think sir has chosen this product particularly for this area, because these things are very common here. So you need to use it personally. I think yesterday I was coming from airport, I have seen almost every second lady has covered her mouth. And that is why I recognize that there is some problem in the environment. Pollution is too much, I think, because of roads or I don't know what, but you might be suffering from lots of asthmatic disorders. Yes or no? So Tulsi works wonder in all those things. Tulsi आपके जितने भी खांसी या रेस्पिरेशन के जितने भी छाती की इन्फेक्शन हो जाना, इन्फेक्शन, खांसी, कफा जमा हो जाना, इन सब में बहुत अच्छा काम करेगी तुलसी. Next, I told you already कि it liver detoxification. I am talking about protection. Protection में we have covered 2 things. Now detoxification in what particularly? Particularly in liver detoxification. Nowadays, if you go for research, you will come to know that liver is the most important organ these days. Because why? Continuously you are working. If we are sleeping also, we are so much in stress that our liver has to take that toxins out of your body. Liver is the organ. When we have taken the Live 2000, at that time I have mentioned the work of liver. The liver has to work a lot. What it does, उसका main function क्या है? जितना बड़ा वो organ है, उतना बड़ा उसका काम भी है. It is what is it is doing? It is protecting your body again. It is taking all the toxins from your body plus digestion. Both the things are very important for us. So Tulsi is very help in detoxification of liver. Okay. Next, toxic and stress. What is toxic and stress? Like these days we have stress or chemicals from the industries. Yes or no? We have no idea what they are going in, what they are using in their industries for making our food, clothes, anything. So first thing we have to protect ourselves is industrial toxins. But we cannot go there and ask them not to put this, not to put that. What we can do at home is we can use Tulsi for protecting ourselves from that particular stress. Number 2, Tulsi has been shown to protect against the toxic effect of so many pharmacies, like these drugs basically, which we commonly use like paracetamol and so many allopathic drugs which you are taking nowadays, Tulsi has a very good quality of balancing that bad effect in our body. You know, whenever you are taking one crocin or any allopathy painkiller for something, for some reason, it is reducing your pain, but at the same time it is affecting your liver. It is putting some toxins into the liver, but if you are taking Tulsi regularly, that toxin from the liver will be thrown out with the help of Tulsi. So in that way it is helping you a lot. If someone has to take modern medicine for particular reason, you ask them, suppose a prolonged disease is there, some has to suffer from cancer, they are under some radiation therapies or some chemotherapies. For particularly those person, you tell them to take Tulsi, because it is gonna at least balance their bad effect. Then I told you already, radiation and chemotherapy. In those person also, you can tell them to have my Tulsi. It is gonna balance that effect. Physical stress, so we know, yes or no? We get up, we start doing this work, that work, whole day, if we have that much energy or not, but we are working. If we are not working, then also we are working. So that is physical stress. For that also, Tulsi has proven the research. In research, it has proven a very good result. So just for normal physical stress, go for Tulsi intake. It will help you a lot. Metabolic stress like क्या होता है आज के day? You are getting late, you are not having your breakfast, you are working whole day, didn't had your lunch in time. Then what happens because of all these things? Then you want to come home, so skipped one of your meal because I want to run home. And then you come home and playing with the kids and you have other work, you are not taking your dinner properly. So nowadays these things are very common. What happens because of this is poor diet. You have a very less nutrition factor. So that stress again has come from these things, can be reduced with the help of Tulsi. So another stress is basically, we call it as metabolic syndrome. In that what happens is, when you ignore these things in life, you start ignoring your diet, or you're taking untimely food, you're not taking the nutritional value, like we have talked about nutritional values in your life when we talked about Nutribun Women and another shakes. So that if you are not taking your life nutrition in proper quantity, you will end up in a syndrome which we call it normal metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome mein what happens is, like if you have to take, you take it so fast because you are getting late. With what happens, there is no proper digestion, you will end up in all the symptoms like increasing of your stomach. Usually males have this problem, their stomach is coming out. This is one of the metabolic syndrome. Okay, so we call that as pre-diabetic. It can lead to, if you not take care of these symptoms, they will end up in hypertension, cholesterol increase, then diabetes. These are all disorders. So risk of heart diseases and other strokes. And बहुत ज़्यादा, if you go for more stress, end will be the stroke, paralysis. Infection protection, as we know already, it has antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, 3 of them. They will help you in fighting with an infection, okay? And then mental stress. Definitely we talked about that Bhutagna, psychosomatic effect of Tulsi. It has in it. Whenever you come home, if you take 1 cup of Tulsi tea, normally we take, not my Tulsi, suppose, if you take Tulsi tea, you feel so less stressed. So that is helping you in removing your stress. And if you go for ready-made Tulsi tea, my Tulsi, then it is gonna help you in that way. Last, I explained already ki liquid yoga. It is in the form of liquid yoga. Like yoga, Tulsi has that calming effect when you have it regularly. It calms you from inside. You have a clarity of thoughts so that you can work in your field nicely. Until unless you represent yourself in a work field nicely, you are not gonna gain that success. So for that success, you have to be calm and you have to be the clarity of thoughts. Then only you can work. So Tulsi helps in that way. Along with that, Tulsi has that good effect, like we take coffee and tea. That is very important point. We usually take, to get refreshed, what we take normally? A cup of coffee and a cup of tea. I'm very tired, get me a cup of tea. Okay. If you replace that with Tulsi, you will see its effect because what happens with the tea and coffee, it stimulates your body, it activates your body again. But what happens when you take tulsi? It calms your body. Second important thing is, when you leave tulsi, it will not give you any withdrawal symptoms. Like those who are tea lovers or coffee lovers, they must be knowing this. You cannot live without coffee or tea. Yes or no? Yeah? In any situation, they need coffee or tea. है ना? But when you replace the tulsi slowly with the coffee and tea, because nowadays we are seeing most of the problems are coming from coffee and tea, a lot of them. Plus, it gives you withdrawal symptoms, but this tulsi, my tulsi, will not give you any kind of withdrawal symptoms. So we conclude our tulsi as an adaptogen, which is working like rasayana. So in all these situations, you can give tulsi, especially for women. I would recommend, usually we talk about only men. They are going out, they are working whole day, they are so stressed, they are this. But I know being a housewife is a bigger job than going out. With kids, with family members, and managing everything, I think the most exhausted person at the end of the day is a woman. So we need it badly, what I think is. So whenever you feel exhausted, we get, another thing comes out of us is anger and exhaustion. We always feel irritated and we talk in angerness all the time. For that, we need liquid yoga. That is my tulsi. So women, I think, should take more of it compared to men. Then second, as a immunomodulator, it improves your immunity. So in what situations you will give my tulsi? Cold and different kinds of fevers, flus. Matlab, particularly in those persons which are suffering from lots of repeated fever, cough and cold. In that, like she has already mentioned, she has practically used in her life, she got the result. Likewise, you use it and then you will come to know about the result. Repeated cough and cold or repeated respiratory tract infection, you give my tulsi. In kids also. Okay? Then, allergy is very much common. You will find people are spending lots of money on just treating the allergy. कोई उनकी allergy ठीक कर दे. And if you give them tulsi continuously, definitely it will help in reducing that allergy. Okay? Because allergy again has a psychosomatic effect and tulsi has that reason. So how can you correlate allergy with the tulsi? Both things. In allergy, what happens is you have a respiratory tract infection, symptoms like sneezing or something. And tulsi can help in removing that symptom also, plus it calms your mind, it calms your brain. So in both way it will affect in allergy. One of the acharyas in Ayurveda, Bhaprakash, he particularly has mentioned that tulsi you can give in lots of skin disorders which has nervous system involved in it, which has nervous system or nerves involved in it. In those particularly skin infection, you can give tulsi. Okay? So as a aromatic digestive, it helps in improving your digestion. Next is kidney stones. It has a particular research, and in Ayurveda also it has mentioned this works on kidney stone very nicely, and it works as diuretic. If you have repeated urinary tract infection also, so in that case also my tulsi works very nicely. Okay? So you can use this my tulsi in uric acid also. Next is glucose regulator. In diabetes it works wonder. For weight loss, obesity, because tulsi helps in reducing the bad cholesterol from your body, and in pains it works very nicely.